Hello students, today we are going to discuss about decision making and loop conditions. After completion of this lecture, you will be able to solve the recursive problems using loop conditions. Let us see what do we mean by loop. So loops are statements which are used to execute a statement or a group of statements multiple times. If you want to execute a same statement more than once, then we can use a loop, and these are the three types of loops supported by C language: while loop, for loop and do while loop. These three loops can be classified into two types. One is entry control loop, another one is exit control loop. In entry control loop, first condition is checked before executing the statements within the loop. This is also called as pre-checking loop, students. And in exit control loop, a condition is checked after executing the statements which are present in the loop. So that is called as post-checking. That is, after execution of the statements, condition is checked before leaving the loop. So it is called as exit control. Here at the starting of the loop, before entering the loop itself, condition is checked at the entry of the loop. So it is called as entry control loop. This is a flowchart for a sample loop. We check a condition. If the condition is true, we execute the statements which are related to this particular loop. Now this loop can be either while, for, or do while. If the condition is not true, then the statements within this loop are not executed, and simply control goes to the statements which are below the loop, and those statements belong to the main function. And you can iterate the statements within this particular loop condition many number of times. So we can execute this many number of times. So that is why we have this iteration. This is a indication of iteration. Again we come here, we check the condition. If the condition is true, again this set of statements within this loop will be executed once again. Now sometimes the loops can be infinite irrespective of the condition. If the condition is not given properly, the loop goes on executing without any stop. So such types of loops are called as infinite loop or endless loop. These are the characteristics of infinite loop. Termination condition or stop condition is not specified, or specified conditions will never meet. Then in these two cases, the loop goes to infinite condition. And whenever the condition is proper, whenever the condition is written appropriately, then the loop will be stopped at some point of time. And any of this loop can go into an infinite loop. Now this is a description of each one of the loop. In while loop, a condition is evaluated before processing the body of the loop. If the condition is true, then only the body of the loop is executed. Now this is entry control loop, because before executing the statements within the while, we first check the condition. So at the entry of the while loop only we check the condition. And do while, here a condition is always executed after the body of the loop. After executing the statements within the do while loop, then the condition is checked. So this condition is checked at the termination of do while loop or at the exit of the do while loop. So this is an exit control loop. And in for loop, initial value is for a variable is given, then the condition is tested, and if the condition is true, then the particular statements within the statement will be executed, and then after the loop will be incremented. And this is also a part of entry control loop, where condition is checked before executing the statements of for loop. So let us see the syntax. This is the syntax, students. While condition. So before, at the start of the loop. Now this is the start of the loop, open brace. Before the start of the loop, we are writing the condition over here. So this is entry control loop. If the condition is true, then the statements belonging between this if and for, it will be executed. And you can give increment or decrement operation within this. Now this is an example. We have declared a variable and we have a condition I less than or equal to 2. That is, when I equal to 1 and when I equal to 2, for these two values only the statements within the while will be executed. Now because I equal to 1, we have taken initial value of I equal to 1. Now first I equal to 1 will be checked over here, then afterwards, because it is true, printf hello world will be printed. Then we have to give the increment or decrement operation for this variable. So that is given here as I plus plus. So I will be equal to I plus 1, that is I equal to 2 now. Now 2 will be again sent to while loop. Now is 2 less than or equal to 2? Yes, so this condition is true. So again printf hello world is printed. This is for I equal to 1 and this is for I equal to 2. And again I plus plus will be done. Now in this case, now I equal to 3. Again the condition will be checked whether 3 less than or equal to 2. So this is false. 3 less than equal to 2. So this is false. That's why now this printf statement will not be executed, and the statements within the braces will not be executed. And immediately control goes to the statements which are below while. That is the statements which belongs to main. Then similarly do while we have. So it works similar to while condition, but here the condition is mentioned after the end of the loop. Here we can see the syntax do, then we write the statements belonging to this. Increment and decrement is same as we have written in while loop, and this is a condition. So after closing the braces, after closing while, after closing do, we write the while condition followed by semicolon. Semicolon is compulsory in the do while. Example, I equal to 1, do printf hello. So without checking condition, we are executing this. Irrespective of the condition, this is printed for I equal to 1. That is why it is called as entry level loop. Means without checking condition, it is this is called as exit control loop, because condition is given at the end of the do while. Then I plus plus. Now I equal to 2 now. Okay. Then again it comes out of this, it checks whether 2 less than or equal to 2. Yes, it is true. So again it goes to do while. Again for I equal to 2, this same statement is printed. Then I plus plus. Now I equal to 3. Now again here is 3 less than or equal to 2 is checked. It is false. That is why the statements within the do while will not be executed. So this is how the loop will work. So let us see a small query. Students, this is a small program where we have declared a variable num equal to 1, and here we have given while num less than or equal to 10. Okay, printf num and num plus plus. So try to print the statement printf num up to num less than or equal to 10, and this num is going to change its value with the help of this num plus plus. So identify what is the output for this. Take some time and identify the output, students. So this is output for num equal to 1, then n plus plus it becomes num equal to 2, and so on until it is less than or equal to 10. Until num is equal to 10, less than or equal to 10, it prints. Once num is equal to 11, this statement printf %d num will not be executed. If your answer is correct, go back to the next slide. Otherwise, go through the video once again. One more program, students. With the help of do while, analyze what is the output for this. Yeah, so this is output. It is 2 into num. So 1 is divisible. So 2 is always divisible with the num value, and this num value is incrementing by 1 every time. So this is 2 into 1, then 2 into 2, and 2 into 3, and so on until num less than or equal to 10. So until num less than or equal to 10. So you get values 2, 4, 6. So this is equivalent to the 2 table which we are printing. The result of 2 table is printed here. So condition is given after do while. If your answer is correct, go to the next slide. Otherwise, go through the video once again, students. So summary of the topic which we have discussed. A loop statement, it allows to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times, and these are all the loops which we have discussed. We have discussed about while loop and do while loop in this particular topic. So having completed the discussion, you should be able to solve the recursive problems using conditions. Recursive problems are where the same statements are executed again and again, those are called as recursive problems. So this is a lecture level question, student. Write a program to display even numbers between range 1 to 100 using either while loop or do while loop. Thank you.